Coach.
We can't start anything we do without giving God the glory. To God be the glory. Just so, again, thankful, for the opportunity to play a game and to glorify His name, playing a game, man, with our energy, our effort, and our passion. But man, I'm just so proud, one, of this senior class. Okay, the senior class, man, these guys, Selton, Sam, Jose. A couple of them have been here, right? One of them came in, and I always say, like, you think about Jose left a pretty dang good thing, man, where he was the focal point every night. He had the opportunity to pretty much shoot any and every shot he wanted. But as he said tonight, Coach, this is why I wanted to come join you here, because I saw the type of culture you guys had at your last stop, and I wanted to be a part of that. So you hear that from a guy, man, you talk about feeling good as a coach. He can't beat it. But just really proud of this group, because again, they just keep responding. Their resolve, it just keeps showing up, because Tulane's a dang good team. I'm going to just go on record as saying this, and if y'all want to put this out, put it out. Man, all these people who do the net rankings or whatever, that stuff, man, you come spend a night in the American Conference, okay? You come spend a night playing basketball in the American Conference. I don't want to hear nobody talk about our league is this, our league. Our league is dang good. You top to bottom, our league is one of the best in the country, okay? And I'm tired of hearing about, it's this. No, man. Like, we got really good teams, really good players, and dang good coaches. Because that Ron Hunter over there on that other sideline tonight, dang good coach. All right, now I'll get off my soapbox now and let you talk to these guys.
Chris, it was 61-6. There were 2 runs after that. You had 6 of the 8 points in one. It was 6 in a row. And then you came down and teamed with Brandon Stroud for a 9-0 run. So you went up double digits. Talk about your thoughts in the process in helping make those happen.
Yeah, the talk in the timeout before that was just focus on getting stops, because they were scoring a little bit more than we would like. And we know once we get our defense going, there's no telling what we can do from there. So that was probably the talk. Just get stops and run from there.
So, Selton, speak on your career here at USF and what it means to go out a champion like this and then going into the conference tournament.
Just blessed to be in this position. It's been a lot of ups and downs, but just finish as a champion and finish with a new family. It means a lot to me. I'm living here with brothers for a lifetime, so this is really what matters to me.
Selton, it was, good time. You guys went up a little bit. Coach was able to take some of the seniors out of the game, and you shared a nice long embrace with Coach at the end of the game there. What was that like to be able to check out and show some love to coaches and teammates as you came off the court?
That's
You're going to make him cry, Jay.
He's my guy, man. That's impacted my life since the day he got here. Not just on the court, off the court too. He helped me a lot off the court. Just be my mentor, not just a coach. Talk to me. So share that moment, come off the game. So it's important to me, because just somebody that was there since the beginning when he got here, and it's like I say, it's to be more than a coach to me. So it's been really a pleasure to play for him.
Coach, what about you in that moment? You speak a lot about connections, and that's more than basketball right there, isn't it?
Yeah, man, no doubt. I've said to you guys before, I never got into coaching because I like to coach. I mean, I like the game, guys. I do. I love the game. But I love being able to share my experiences with young people to try to help them be better than I was on the court and off the court. And I've said this from day one, and I'll say it with him sitting right here. He knows how much I love him, but, man, this dude right here is the MVP of our team. He is the MVP of our team. It's not even a question about it, because he trusted me when he didn't really have to, right? He could have bumped up and said, but he said, no, like, you asked me to do this, I'll do whatever you need me to do, Coach. I got you. So to be able to take him out of that game, and for him to be able to hear how much these people appreciate him, man, that's what it's about for me, man.
It'll make me cry, man.
Man, I'm sorry, man. I can't help it, man, because, man, it's just great to see growth in young people, man, when they start to see themselves as more than just basketball players, when they start to see themselves as men, you know, and I guarantee you he knows now, whether it's basketball or whatever it may be, he knows what to do and how to go be successful, and that's what it's about. I like, honestly, guys, I don't need a piece of net or a ring to tell me I'm a good coach. Not when, like, these guys are, you know, they respond. Like, that tells me right there. Dang. Got me, man.
Anything else for the players?
Selton, talk about being like a glue guy in different parts of the game tonight. It was like almost, it felt like whenever the Bulls needed something, you were there, you know, with a shot, a score, a rebound, assist.
Just be there all the times, either assist or pass the ball or score or get the rebound. Just make sure I'm there, help my brothers, whatever they need. So that's what I was there for.
Cool.
So, Selton, how did you feel before the game tonight? Did you have to try to rein in a flood of emotions? Were you trying to be business as usual? What was going on before you took the hard look tonight?
Now, of course, there was a lot of emotions. It had a lot of people talking to me. Just make sure I stay in the game, stay prepared. You know what I mean? Because I could be nervous, but I wasn't. Just took it as just another game. But it was good for me to play my last game at Union Center with the people that really showed love since the basic beginning of the season to today. So it was really special.
Anything else for players, guys? All right, thank you, guys. Congrats.
Hell, y'all boys, man. My fault, dog. My bad, man.
Good luck, man.
When they ask me about, hey, when they ask me about people I care about, I can't help it. I can't help it.
All right, guys, we'll open it up.
Hey, Coach, when back in the Orange Bowl Classic, you mentioned that you wanted this place to be rocking like it has been the last month and a half. How great does it feel to see that come to fruition?
You know, it's incredible, man. I mentioned this the last time we were in here. I'm a very grassroots type of guy. You know, yeah, like I evolve. I can do the social media stuff and all of that. But there's nothing better than boots to the ground. There's nothing better than getting out on campus and meeting students. There's nothing better than, you know, handing out ice cream sandwiches or donuts or, you know, buying coffee, whatever it may be. It's nothing better than interacting with the students. And I do it, one, because I want to be part of campus, but two, I know those guys deserve to play in front of crowds like that. Because if you see what we put them through in June and July, man, like, I tell them all the time, hey, fellas, if it was easy, everybody be doing it. All right, it's only a handful of guys that are you know, in summer school right now, and you know, it's just awesome. And I give you even a better story. We have a leadership consultant working with us this year. Is a guy named Mark McGinnis, Commander Mark McGinnis, and Commander is a former Navy SEAL, and Commander, he told the guys the story one night about when they're going through, I can't remember what it's called. But I'm going to just use the term hell week, right? And he talks about, you know, like you got to be, like, in order to get through it, you got to be connected to one another. And he says, man, there's nothing worse than having to walk up to that bell and ring that bell and say you quit, you know, and nothing we do is compared to anything our people in service do, you know, to provide us the freedom and the liberties that they afford us, and we're thankful for it. We're thankful, we're grateful for it. But in the summertime, man, we try our hardest to figure out who really is about what we're about. You know, to say EDGE, everyone dedicating great effort. It's not just an acronym to sound cool. No, like we want to have a real edge, you know, to who we are and what we do and how we go about things. Right, so again, it's not just that. So our core values of truth, trust, responsibility, unity, toughness. The last H, humility, right? Like, it's not just a cool acronym to sound cool. No, like, we want to be about these things. right? And we put them through everything because I think it's special to be a part of a group. It's special to be a part of a team. And again, being one of 13 siblings, you better learn how to. You better hold your weight, or you gonna get it. In a bad
Coach,
You
way.
obviously had a mission and an objective when you took this job, but to be cutting down the nets 11 months later, how surreal is that?
Humbly speaking, when you have God behind you, when you are steadfast in prayer, when you try to treat people the right way, and you have an awesome support system behind you. My wife, Ari, man, she holds it down. Guys, like when I say hold it down, she allows me to come in here every day with a clear mind, all right, clear heart to give everything I have to these guys. And she knows and tugs at me that I don't get a chance like during the season to spend as much time with my own kids as I'd like. But her holding it down, how she holds it down, she the real MVP. So it's surreal, but I'm not surprised because I thought I think in anything you do, if you can get a group of people to trust in each other, believe in each other, play for one another, anything can happen. I always think about Kevin Garnett after the final. Anything is possible. Anything's possible.
Coach,
Joey, stop putting my information online. I'll just mess with you.
Chris had 29 points. He was 10 of 15 from the floor, but it felt like pretty much everybody had an opportunity tonight. And you had even 13 threes and 7 different makers.
Yeah. Again, we've been saying it all year, right? It's the beauty of this team. Chris gets 29, but you still get 3 others in double figures, and you get 2 more with 8 and 7. Chris was just a beneficiary of a team effort to have good ball energy, to find, the open guy. He just ended up being in the corners, or in the right spots. And he stepped up and he did his job. I tell him all the time, he has no clue, who Clint Eastwood is, but I always remind him, Michael Jordan, he said in the 92 Olympics, I think it was Michael Jordan, that in Barcelona, it was like they had 12 Clint Eastwoods, with the dream team. Like, man, that dude's Clint Eastwood, like, man, he has no clue who Clint Eastwood is. He may have seen Gran Torino, but he has no clue who Dirty Harry is, right? I'm like, man, you don't understand. You're a hired gun, man. Like, you're a bad dude, and I just laugh all the time because we tricked him into coming to Kennesaw State.
Coach, of course, the first eyeballs of the score sheet go to the points, but when you look deeper and you see 13 steals, 3 blocks, and rebounds from every single guy that checked into the game
Yes.
today, is that kind of like, hey, this is the recipe for success where even if it's a little, even if it's a lot, everybody's chipping in?
Think about it. If you can't key in on one guy on offense, how hard is that, right? But then on the flip side, if every guy's playing with an edge, if every guy's dedicating great effort, right, man, like it's fun, man. Like it's fun to have every guy stat, because this is the best thing I can say. Where is he at? Where's Brandon? No. Oh, no, Corey Walker Jr., okay? Corey Walker Jr. plays 10 minutes and 51 seconds. But if you're telling me that the 3 assists, okay, and the 3 rebounds he had, and if you go back and watch the game, right, when you go back and watch the game, you're going to see the 3 rebounds he had and you're going to see the 3 assists. And they were at such a critical time, you're going to be like, dang, that helped break the game open. His rebounds and 2 pitch aheads to Chris on the breaks that got us, I think it ended up going up by about 9. Those were key. And he went up and rebounded it with 2 hands. I tell him, and he knows who Kevin Love is, but he doesn't know UCLA Kevin Love. UCLA Kevin Love, if you guys remember, his outlet passes were incredible. Corey has that same ability, man, and I just got to calm him down sometimes because he wants to do it all the time.
Coach, defensive adjustments at halftime. Tulane was only 9 of 27, 33%. in the second half. Talk a little bit about what may have happened there.
It wasn't as much of an adjustment as much as it was just trying to stick to the game plan. I thought in the first half our support wasn't as good as it could have been. Meaning when they're trying to get paint touches, and again they got 32 points in the paint. I think they averaged 40 points in the paint on the season. So to hold them 8 below that was a big deal. But it was because instead of it being a one-on-one kind of king of the hill game, right? The guy who was guarding whoever the primary ball handler was, he had good contain. But then if Chad was in help, Chad was in the gap, ready if he spent, right? Or trying to make them pass. And not saying they don't pass, because again, they still had 15 assists. We were just able to turn them over 17 times. They're just like their game is 17 feet and in, and they want to own the paint. So I just thought our guys did a better job in the second half of giving better support.
Coach, speak on Jaden Reed coming into the game. It felt like you guys were just like in a lull for offense-wise. He comes in the game, dishes out to the corner, hits prior, and just really just became the floor general. Can you speak on him coming in the game?
Yeah, like, you know what? Whatever. It is what it is. If Jaden Reed doesn't win Freshman of the Year in the American Conference, it's a travesty. That's not to say the other freshmen in the conference don't deserve it. But you show me another freshman that's had his production, his numbers, all right, and is impacted winning. I mean, he started. I don't know how many off the top of my head, but at least half of our conference games, and he's impacted winning. He's shooting 45 or 46% from three. Again, like if you go and look at his numbers and you look at what he's done to impact winning, okay, yeah, he's not averaging 18, 19 a game, but he's impacted winning at a high level. He should be Freshman of the Year in our conference.
Coach, it was a really nice moment with you and Michael Kelly and Rhea Law and a couple other. Can you just give us a little insight? I'm not trying to get you emotional again, but I know that you talk a lot about support here at the university, not even just with the basketball program, but was it nice to have that embrace with them?
Well, I just wanted to tell them, because people, it's not an easy job, you know, for them to, you know, they're getting to know a coach for about 2 to 3 weeks. They don't have 2 to 3 months to get to know somebody, right? They're hiring a coach to come and represent their university, to run their program, they're trusting these young men whose parents said, hey, yeah, South Florida's it. So I told Michael Kelly, President Law, Will Weatherford, I just told them, thank you for trusting me with this program, you know, and just know this is the beginning. This is the standard. And I mean that. I want to be held accountable. I want to be held to a standard, you know, and is that standard, yeah, it's championships, but it's molding men, right? And I believe as long as we continue to take that approach, right, that we're going to put ourselves in this conversation year in, year out. It's what I was raised on. My father would take nothing less.
What does the world look like from the top of that ladder?
MK, you want to answer that? Nah, not scared. I messed with MK during my press conference. I asked him if he was afraid of heights. You know, I said, because one day you're gonna have to get up on that ladder, cut some nets down. But you know what? It's humbling, because the thing I know is when you're at the top, everybody looking for you, everybody hunting, and if you're about the things that I was raised on, if you're about what I'm about, that's home for me. I'm good with it, because I know I'm going to prepare. My preparation is going to be even better than what it's been. My focus and our guys' focus is going to be even better. You know, again, I'm in the business of molding men. So I want them to know what it's like at the top. I want them to know what it's like to be counted on every day, you know, to have to produce every day.
You mentioned being hunted.
Yeah.
Does that change the message? How are you still trying to get through with the guys now that you are on top?
Oh, it's get better, right? It's get better. You know, let's not focus on everybody hunting us. If like, think about it. Well, I'll go ahead and give you guys a little backstory. Growing up, all right, the household I was in, again, there's a bunch of kids, right? But every season it was something, In the fall, when you're playing basketball, you know, my sisters, they were doing softball or something, I don't know. But in the summer times, you ran track, everybody, okay? And I don't care how fast you were, my dad made you run distance, okay? Because he said distance built character, okay? But think about it, like I can remember you watch the Olympics or whatever it is, and they run the mile. Man, you be running, and think about it, that dude in the front, what are you told not to do? Don't look behind you. Like, if you look behind you, it breaks your stride, you're not as fast, right? So for me, I take that same approach. I'm not gonna look behind trying to see who, I know they there, I know that, right? But I'm gonna keep my stride, right? Steve Prefontaine, baby, all right? I'm gonna keep my stride and keep going, you know what I mean? And just, you know, I always think about it was a Moroccan distance runner back in the day, Saïd Ouida. Saïd Ouida was a bad boy. He never looked back, you know. And so that's the message to the guys. Hey, let's keep getting better. Let's not worry about what's behind us. Let's be where our feet are. Let's stay focused on today, all right? And then, you know, knowing that we have more in front of us, and go from there. Y'all didn't know. I was pretty good at the mile, but when I got to like 8th grade, I was like, y'all can have these hot summers.
Coach, how do you feel from the beginning of the season where the freshman was not that full to where we are now, and how do you feel to get that much national attention?
No, it's fun, man. It's really cool, you know. Again, but it's not for me. You know, it's cool for our university. You know, I got friends when my older brother went to college, and he and my older sister, they went to college in Berkeley, California. And my mom moved us out there. I still got friends from high school, and I get text messages from all across the country. Man, do you know how cool that is that USF is people are recognizing what's going on in Tampa, Florida, from all across the country. You know, again, you want to leave, you want to impact. You know, you want to make sure people feel special, and that's my whole thing. I want to make sure people feel special. Can you make sure Leo gets this?
Yes, sir, I can.
All right. Because
Are you sure?
I'm 100% sure. Because, and that's no slight to anybody else in here. All right, but I told y'all I keep receipts. All right, and it was Leo and maybe one or two others at South Carolina State, whoever it was. All right, so I just think it's important to treat people the right way. You know, I'll give you guys a piece of the net too. Y'all just be more consistent.
I wasn't going to say anything Leo said I had to.
Okay.
He's apologizing for missing you. I think he travels so much. I think he's in Kansas covering a game there this week with all his buddies. He can't help it.
As long
but
as
he said to say thank you.
No, as long as he's not in Garden City, Kansas, he all right. 'Cause, Lord,
I can't promise that.
Man.
But he said to tell you thank you.
there's no way he's in Garden
Apologize
City,
for missing.
Kansas. The only way you're in Garden City, Kansas, is if you're going to Garden City Community College. Whew. #1 beef packaging plant in the world, guys. I went to junior college there. Never forget, landed I never visited, okay? Because if I never went, but I'm landing, and man, we're on like this little crop duster plane, you know, and I'm like, man, what is that smell? Like, and it's a gentleman sitting in front of me. He turns around, he goes, "That's the smell of money, son." and then as we're landing, taxiing, he explains like Garden City is the #1 beef packaging plant in the country, and you know when they slaughter, this is what they have to do to get rid of, and that's what the smell is. And I'm like, oh my God! So for 2 years, every time that smell, you know, you just like smell the money, son. So, but it's no way he's at Garden City, no way.
Anything else for Coach? Coach,
Yes, sir.
After the 6-4 start, as you reflect upon the season up to this point, I'm sure you run basketball yet to be played.
Mm-hmm.
At what point do you think the season started to turn for you and you thought, okay, I think we can be really good. I think we can make a run in this conference and be something.
Well, we sat. I told this story before. We sat in a ballroom after the Hofstra game, and we were in Boston, I think. Amherst. We were in Amherst. Yes, we were in Amherst, And we just had a real heart-to-heart conversation. Because the one thing, you know, that this group didn't do early on, man, they didn't always play with the right type of effort and energy. And I said to him in that ballroom, I said, look, we can always learn and get better from a loss. But it's hard when we're not playing with the effort and energy. From here on out, let there not be another day, practice or game, where we go out and we don't play with that effort and that energy and enthusiasm, right? And we went out the next day, or we went out later that day, we had I thought we had a big time practice at UMass. And it's the day after a game, and we had got our butts kicked. And they could have felt sorry for themselves. They could have pouted. But, man, they went in that gym that day, and, man, they got after it. And we didn't win that. We didn't obviously win the game at UMass. We ended up losing by 10. But I think walking out of there, they walked out with a sense of pride because they knew they left it all on the court. And then after that, you get back, and now it's Florida State. And I thought the Florida State game gave them real confidence. And then we came home and beat Loyola Chicago. We came home and beat a really good Loyola Chicago team. And they started, you kind of started to see them walk a little differently. They started talking a little bit more. But then I'll tell you, when we played Alabama State after Christmas, and Alabama State was good. They had played a bunch of teams really tough. And, man, it was the first time where, like, our guys played I thought they played as a team where they were trusting each other. And then from there, it was other little moments. I thought the Memphis game, obviously, coming back, winning that game how we did, that's when they started to believe in one another and started to trust one another, you know. And then from there, it's been a whole lot of fun.
Anything else, Coach?
Thank you guys for being here. And I'm giving you a hard time about the net, but Leo, you know, I got a real affinity for him, man. He was here again, like, you know, I laugh about it all the time. That dang Maine game was a dark night, brother. All right, and he sat right there and he asked questions, and you know, and not just asked questions, he asked the right questions. You know, and that's a big deal. You know, that's a big deal. Because just like I know you guys have to do a job, and I want to come in here, and my wife, you should hear when we go home, gosh, you were talking a lot, you know. And I'm like, babe, they have a job to do. I want to answer their questions honestly, thoroughly, so they can do their jobs, right? And so, again, it all matters. Everybody matters in it, you know, because we don't have this momentum we have without you guys continuing to tell the story, you know? And you don't have a story without us continuing to do what we do. So let's just keep helping each other, all right? Thank you, guys.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
Congrats, Coach.
Thank you so much. Great to see you, man. Thank you.